obviously Pixar's had many successes, but I want to talk about the failures here and talking about one of the employees going rogue and how that person was critical in a moment where they had a server, I believe it was for Toy Story 2. So every visual, storyboard, all of the computer graphics. And for whatever reason, I don't even know that they got into it, but for some reason, a technician or someone was formatting the computer to reuse. And they didn't realize it had all this. And there are hundreds of people working on this project. And as they are working on it, they are seeing Woody's hat disappear, Woody's arms disappear. And 90% of the data get deleted before they figure out what's going on. I'll hand it off there. Can you fill in the rest of the story?
This is why it's fun to read books like this, because like when you get into the inside scoop, maybe this was a story that was shared somewhere else, but I didn't know this story.
I never knew it.
It was amazing. So they had this keyboard command and he told us what it was. It was some really long, complex, as you would hope it would be, like a really long password, basically, to delete off their server, all the stuff, all the data. Like you said, this employee accidentally did this and all of a sudden stuff starts disappearing and they can't believe it right away because you just wouldn't. You'd be like, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden they realize what's happening and like the whole movie is just getting destroyed basically. And they've got a due date and this thing is going to be in theaters in a few months and they can't get to it quick enough. They're having people like pull the power cord. They're just rushing to basically save this stuff. And they don't. Like you said, like 90% of it, almost all of it, whatever it was, is gone. And so they were just shocked and they get together as a leadership group and probably some other employees and they're just trying to figure out what can we do here? Because now it's that due date is gone. There's no chance like they're gonna have to recreate all this. He said, and all of a sudden one of our employees remembered that she had actually spent some time working from home. I think she had some medical thing or family thing or something where she had to work from home for a little while. This is before working from home was as normal. But she remembered that she had actually taken a computer, I think, from the studio and had a backup of almost everything. And she wasn't supposed to do it. I guess this is like a rogue thing. She wasn't supposed to have it. She wasn't supposed to do this. And he said, I think that they could have fired her. That this was definitely something that was against company policy. But instead, they took the amazing miracle and they actually, I think one of the leaders drove with her to her house, grabbed the laptop, wrapped it in a blanket, and kind of probably drove under the speed limit back to the studio to go and save all the files. And the rest is history because they did the movie and it was a huge success.